All right, my restorative crew, no rush to move anywhere quickly. Take your time. We will start in a seat eventually. I know I asked most of you. Sylvia, is there anything specific your body is needing today that you're craving? Some shoulders? Okay, lots of shoulders and heart opening is what I'm hearing, so we will get in there. Feel free to sit up on your props, and we're just going to start in a fairly active pose, I guess, for this practice of just seated meditation. So my name's Alina. I know all of you, but some faces I haven't seen in quite a while. And this restorative practice is meant to be really slow. Okay, so I've been working a lot in this class on just giving space for there to be silence. And sometimes that's uncomfortable, but that's what we're here to do, is just take a pause. And there's so much power in the pause. So come into a comfortable seat, something that's sustainable for a moment, and we'll just find our breath. So either soften your gaze to the floor or close your eyes. And take your jaw and just kind of unhinge the jaw and roll it around a few times. See if you can soften around the muscles of your face, soften around the space of your eyebrows, and just drop into an overall softening at the front body. And simply begin to observe your breath. You don't have to manipulate it, but observe the breath traveling in and traveling out. Really subtle movements here. So we'll just move into the spine a little bit, and then we'll settle into our first still posture. So take your hands to your thighs. Hands can just graze the legs as you inhale. Draw your heart forward and through. Just a little bit of a seated cow pose. And then as you exhale, dome back, round through your upper back, and draw your chin to your chest. And just move through that a few times as you inhale, open up through the front chain of your body. Exhale, round back. It can be micro, it doesn't have to be a big movement. Keep going. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. Move through this 3 more times on your own. It can be your pace. And then land at center, seated, stretch your right arm to the sky, take your left fingertips to the earth or to your bolster, and just take a side bend. Really easy going. You might even bend into your right elbow. Imagine you've got like a really long silk glove on and someone's pulling the middle finger of the silk glove. Let it pull you up and over further. And slowly draw up to center. You'll take the other side. So left arm high, walk your right fingertips over. Bend at the elbow and let the elbow be soft. You're reaching more through the left elbow than the fingers reach. You can soften right ear to right shoulder, open up through your neck. Good. Inhale, draw yourself up. One last motion of the spine. Take a gentle twist. Right hand to left thigh. No need to crank here. Just keep it really subtle. Spine long, chest open. Just gaze sort of in the same direction as the center of your chest. And slowly unwind. You can let your spine unravel here at the center line before you switch sides. Left hand to right leg, rotate. So especially in this practice, this restorative practice, there is no rush to go anywhere. We're taking things really slow. The power of pause. Okay, unravel, face forward, and please set yourself up for our first long hold. We won't use the strap, but we'll use the other props. So you'll set the bolster behind you, and you'll create kind of like a T with the blocks. We'll put one at the medium height, one at the lowest height, and create this T shape. And that's just going to be a little ramp for this first bolster. Second bolster will be underneath the legs the other direction. So long side parallel with the front of the room. And if you'd like, you can take more of like a Baddha Konasana with the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Then come on back, lie onto your bolster. So lots of requests for heart and shoulder opening. The wider you bring your arms here, the more you'll feel a stretch across the front, chest, and shoulders. If that's too intense, bring your hands a little closer towards your hips. And if you want to just bring your legs to swing straight over the second bolster under your legs, do that. Take a little notice of your neck and see if you can neutralize the cervical spine curve, so that natural arch that is in your neck. And you'll just do that by adjusting your skull on the back of the pillow. And before we really drop in, this will be a long hold. I do offer some hands-on adjustments throughout class. If you prefer for me to skip your space for any reason at all, place one hand on your belly. Okay, thank you. The power of pause here. Adjust anything that needs adjusting and just drop into stillness. Just the silent observer, noticing where things go, and just drawing yourself back here. It's just the being here and spending time with yourself. The mind is obviously designed to think, so allow, observe, and come back. You may have gone on a little journey. Gently just draw yourself back into this present space. Watch your breath as it moves in and out of your body. You don't need to manipulate or change it, just watch it. The rise and the fall. Draw just a few rounds of deeper breath consciously in and out. One at a time, bend your knees deeper and place your feet onto the bolster. Gently guide yourself onto right or left side body. So you're just going to slide off of your props onto the wood floor as graciously as possible. Might require some moving things around. When you feel ready, real easy, bring yourself up. You can kind of keep your chin towards your chest as you rise. Take the ramp that you built behind you and just move it to the side. You're going to keep the one bolster. That's all we'll need. Swing your legs behind you and take the bolster a little further back. You're just going to lie down, belly down, hips onto the bolster. So just guide yourself up and over, hips on the bolster. You can either stack your hands on top of one another, rest your forehead down. You could cactus your arms and take your gaze in one direction. So again, that bolster is right underneath the front hip points. Allow yourself to really drop into gravity and melt close to the floor here. Subtle shifts are welcome if you want to wiggle in. If you're gazing in one direction, I'll give you a midway waypoint to switch the gaze. As you lie in this shape, can you breathe really big into your back body, the bottom lobes of your lungs, at the back ribs? This is really pretty supportive for the low back. The tasks can wait. Okay, so just come back. It's a constant realigning, readjusting the sails to come back to this simplicity in time, this spending time right here with you. If you've got the gaze in one direction, this is your midway to switch out gaze if you would like to. Sometimes the neck feels a little sticky on one side, so you're welcome to keep the forehead down as well. Draw a deep breath in through your nose. Part your lips, soft exhale out your mouth. And again, breath in through your nose. Easy, soft exhale through the mouth. All right, neutralize your gaze, so forehead or chin to the center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows point up. And really slowly press yourself up to like a hands and knees. And then you can take on child's pose. Just shift your hips back towards your heels. Your arms can drape over the bolster. Forehead rests on the bolster. Maybe you even take opposite hand to opposite elbow there. Not a long hold here, but just a moment to sort of neutralize. Allowing your hips to be heavy towards your heels without force. Really lazily, very sloth-like, bring yourself to sit on your heels. Just kind of press yourself up. Doesn't matter which direction you're facing. Some of us are facing the back, some of us are facing the front. It's fine. Take your bolster and shift it out in front of you, so it's still going to be in that same orientation where it's long ways in front of you. Okay. And then come to sit onto your right hip. We're going to take a side bend. So sit onto the right hip. You're going to use one of the blocks, maybe as a pillow. You might want it, you might not. And your legs will sort of stagger, so they're like pinwheels, and just do what feels good with the anatomy of your bones, your skeleton. Go ahead and lie your right side body up and over the bolster. So this is side body opening. Extend your bottom arm, which is most likely your right arm, straight out at shoulder height. Yeah, okay, and we've got a few options. You can keep the left hand just gently in front of you on the bolster or on the floor. Or that top arm can reach up over your head and just kind of bicep lies over the top of your head, left palm. Either rests on the floor or rests on a block. And if you want me to grab your other block, give me a little wiggle wave with your hand and I'll put it up above you. I've got the time. And then see if you can get less active. Okay, so can you surrender more pieces of your physical body? Give them any support that you think would feel good. Your left side body is finding spaciousness, like the bellows of an accordion, sort of opening. And on the counter, the right side of your body is finding a bit of contraction, compression, like those bellows closing. Direct your breath into the left side lung and between the left side ribs. If anything would feel more supportive in your legs by moving them or straightening them, do that. By all means, this is your practice, so if you need to move or shift anything, please do. It might eventually be an elimination of the top arm. Big breath in here. Easy exhale, just gently coming back into this moment. Take your left hand in front of you, press down onto the floor of the bolster, and really lazy, like let your head be heavy, chin to chest, press up to seated. Again, no matter the orientation of which wall you're facing, shift your back to the bolster and shift onto the other side. So you'll be on your left side hip, the legs can stagger. Lie your left side body up and over. Use the block as a pillow and extend your left arm out at shoulder height. So that's just kind of neutral. You know where you want to go. Right arm can drape over the side of your head, or maybe just keep it in front of you. And you don't have to stay perfectly still, but resist the urge to fidget. Just be in the pause on this side. Feel how the breath maneuvers through the right side rib cage, almost like gills between the ribs expanding. Draw a deep breath in, a little more awareness here. And feel the heat pass over your lips as you exhale out your mouth softly and slowly. Do that again in through the nose, out the mouth. Press into your right hand and slowly, head staying sort of heavy, press up to seat. Okay, turn and face your back to the bolster again. You can either grab the bolster behind you or grab the other one. Bring your legs wide. And just a short intermission here. Prop the bolster up and wide leg fold. You can either rest your chin or your forehead at the top of the bolster. Just give it a hug so that your arms can get fairly heavy and just let yourself come into a very subtle fold. Now, if you're feeling like, hey, the depth would feel really nice, you just can inch your bolster further away from you, which will allow you a deeper hinge at the hips, but ensure that the hinge is coming from the hips rather than rounding the low back. Just a short reset at intermission. Power in the simplicity of pause, so relish in it. Pause of your day that you've carved out to be here. Got 1 minute left here, so if you need to switch things up, do it. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out completely. Start to guide yourself to an upright seat. Slow and easy. Let the bolster just come in front of you between the legs, long-wise. Grab behind your knees, lean back and pull your knees up so that your feet can plant on either side of the bolster. And you can just give your arms a wrap around the front of your knees and Pull in. Might feel good to really lengthen the spine here, or to round. We get into the heart and the shoulders again. Okay. It's a little bit deeper into the upper body. You might want your strap. So some of this may work for some of us, some of it may not. So you have the freedom to do what works. So for me, this loop that's at the very end of the strap, the opposite side of the buckle, is enough space. What you're going to do is kind of come up to a seat on the bolster and organize the second bolster so that it's just in line. So bolsters are touching. You've got one long bolster burrito. Okay. And then you'll start to shift yourself to that second bolster. Basically, the shape looks like this. I'll show you, and then you can get in there how it feels good. So I'm going to take that loop of the strap and hook it to my feet, just so my feet aren't wanting to splay out so much. And shift yourself so that the end of the bolster comes to the very base of your shoulder blade. So pretty high, okay, pretty high. You're going to lie on back and down here like this. Arms come out to the sides. And if that loop of the strap is not enough space, do the loop, go through the buckle and make a loop that feels good for your feet. And if you don't want to use the strap, that's fine too. It's just a nice tool to be able to surrender in. I didn't have you grab a blanket, but if you have one and you want to use it under the back of your head, it might be nice. Can you create more of a spaciousness at the back of your neck somehow that feels supportive, energetically? Mm-hmm. And breathe big into your chest. Just the observer, being here, noticing and not judging sensations or thoughts. If you'd like, in these final minutes in this shape, to bring your arms more overhead, like into a diamond shape, bend in the elbows, palms still face up. And take a breath in. As you exhale, start to bend your knees and place your feet on the bolster. And again, this will take some maneuvering. Support yourself and just roll off of your props slowly onto the floor. Feel that connectedness onto the earth. Just one more shape before we drop into a supported Shavasana. That'll be supported bridge. We'll just utilize one bolster. You can move the other things out of the way. One bolster comes long ways underneath your low back. So if you'd like, you can just kind of lie down onto your back, press into your feet, and pull the bolster up underneath you. Like your sacrum to be really supported. Keep your feet on the floor if you'd like, or it might feel good to straighten your legs, and you can kind of oscillate between those two options. A supported bridge. Stay in your supportive bridge pose, or start to bend your knees a lot and pluck your feet from the floor. It's just a supported legs up the wall. Extend your legs skyward. This won't be super long, but you're welcome to roll out your ankles, point and flex your toes. From legs up the wall, rebend your knees, feet on the floor. And then we'll lift the hips high enough to just kind of scoot the bolster down or out. And final Shavasana, whether you want to use the support of one of the bolsters underneath the backs of your knees, or if you'd like to just lie all the way on the floor here. So set yourself up. This will be our final rest. And just feel the sweetness through the fabric of your entire being. the time that you've allowed for pause and reset. As the observer, notice where the thoughts have gone. It's all fine, it's all good. Come back to an acute watching the breath in and out. Awareness of your in-breath. Aware of breathing out. For today's practice, I will leave you exactly where you are so that you may awaken slow. No rush. Do what feels good in your body, but please take the time to transition. It's such an honor to guide you through this practice, to hold the space. Thank you.